Hey guys, welcome back to Beast Quest with the second special, which is Spiros the Ghost Phoenix. So, like always, in-depth story analysis and my overall thoughts on this epic adventure. So here we are, the second special of Beast Quest. And overall, I have a good feeling about this one. So let's begin. Like always, in-depth story analysis. If you haven't read this book, I would recommend you do so before watching this review. With that being said, let's go and do Spiros the Ghost Phoenix. Our heroes were on their way back from a quest. I'm assuming this takes place after Series 3. It wouldn't take place after Series 2, because that ended with them going through the Lion's Gate, which led to Gorgonia, so I don't see how that would work. Anyway, our heroes got message from Adaro that Malville has kidnapped Tom's aunt and uncle, and Tom vowed he would rescue them. Adaro didn't know where Malville had taken them, but he knew of a way to locate them. Adaro revealed there was a secret seventh beast in Avantia. If we're not counting Vidra and Crymon, yes, I'm aware they moved to Ryan, but they were born in Avantia, and of course the book was titled as Avantian Beasts. And finally, they had ended up in Avantia anyway. But if you ignore that, Spiros is technically the seventh beast because she was born after the original six good beasts. Arrow explained that Malville tried to get rid of the beast so he wouldn't have to worry of another. So he turned Spiros into a ghost, which kind of foreshadows his ghost beasts, you could say. Anyway, she was still around, and if they could find Spiros, she would use her all-seeing power to locate Tom's guardian parents, his aunt and uncle, which sometimes I sometimes refer to them as Tom's guardians, but you know what I mean, Tom's parents, or not parents, but his relatives, aunt and uncle and that stuff. Adro finished, and our heroes made their move. They called Furno to give them a lift and set off on an adventure to rescue Tom's guardians. Our heroes climbed aboard Furno and searched the skies for Spiros, but not look. Our heroes climbed aboard Furno and searched the skies for Spiros, but no luck. Soon our heroes landed on the Great Plains. Where they encountered another good beast, Tagus. They had to leave Storm and Silver behind to continue their quest, so the group departed. After some galloping, the group was ambushed by hyenas, and after a brief fight, Tom thought it was best that Tagus returned to his domain. Then he thought maybe to find the Ghost Phoenix, they would need a phoenix of their own. Epos. I should mention there are some hints that imply this takes place after Series 3. Tom had access to the golden armor, but he's not wearing it, which adds to my theory. However, the only plot hole is Tagus couldn't understand Tom when they met each other before, which is weird because he got the jeweled belt during that series, and from what the images show, he doesn't appear to be having it on, which is kind of weird. Epos was summoned and gave our heroes a patrol over the skies, but still nothing, so she returned them to their animals, and they decided to head up to the northern mountains. Soon the trail got difficult for horseback, so they summoned Arctur to give them a lift up to the mountains, and yet still no luck. Tom was beginning to have his doubts, until Eleanor had an idea that Spiros was born after the original six beasts, so she thought if they tried bringing the six beasts together, they could summon the Ghost Phoenix. It is cool seeing Tom switching between the six good beasts. He normally calls on one at a time. This is rather a unique idea they've done here, so that's pretty cool. Our heroes headed out to the Western Ocean and called Sepron. Then after they got him there, they summoned the remaining five. I believe this is the first time Tom has summoned all six beasts. Yes, all six beasts were present during Vidra and Crymon, but Tom didn't actually summon them that time. They got there on their own choice. Anyway, with combined efforts of all six beasts, they made the union to call for Spiros, and thus the mystical Ghost Phoenix was on the way. Spiros was here, ready to help. Tom explained his problem that his guardians needed rescue, so Spiros showed them where they were. They followed on Epos, saying goodbye to Storm and Silver. After some flying towards the icy plains, they spotted another phoenix, identical to Spiros, only it was black, with a female rider. As Tom dueled the female, Epos faced the black phoenix. Sadly, Ellen was slipping Tom wasn't in a position to make a full rescue, so he tossed Eleanor his shield, so when she fell, Arctur's feather would slow her fall. The warrior revealed herself to be Sephrina, Seth's sister. Like her brother, she too was in allegiance with Malvel. Now, I'm not sure if Sephrina knows about Seth's eventual fate, but let's say she does. She could be going after Tom for revenge. Or option 2, she doesn't know, and when Malvel found Seth, he also hired Sephrina at the same time as well. Anyway, as the fight progressed, Tom claimed he would defeat her Black Phoenix, but Sephrina explained if Tom did that, Spiros' body. If Tom did that, he would later regret it. Tom then realized that the Black Phoenix was actually Spiros' body. Sephrina filled some stuff up that there was an evil spirit now in control of the body, called Nordrin. The two sides broke off their battle. Sephrina retreated for the time being. Now was a good time to check up on Eleanor. I assume when Malvel turned Spiros into a ghost, he took her body and summoned an evil spirit to inhabit the beast's body. One wonders if he has an evil beast, why didn't he use what was the name again? Nordrin before, and my only guess is it's only summoned when Spiros' spirit is summoned, you know what I mean? That's the only explanation that you can give for it. Tom landed with Epos, and soon they found Eleanor. They went somewhere warm to talk, and she didn't know how she survived. Despite Arctur's feather slowing her fall, she landed in a lake where she believed she would drown, until it was revealed Nanook rescued her. To be fair, if Nanook didn't show up, Eleanor would still be fine, as Tom's shield also has the power to breathe underwater with Sepron's tooth in it. Anyway, Tom explained what happened, and they figured it was time to rescue Tom's aunt and uncle. Tom and Eleanor aborted Epos, and Spiros led them to where his aunt and uncle were underwater. Epos revealed she could make a temporary fire shield to protect them from the water. Our heroes found a trapdoor and quickly slipped in before it closed on, with Epos right behind them. Our heroes assumed they were in some kind of underworld. But yeah, I should mention that by now it's kind of obvious. Spiros is able to follow them because she's a ghost, of course, so she can phase through walls and stuff like that. She's a spiritual beast, so while Nordrin is a physical threat, so that's where Spiros can go in certain places. Anyway, though, they were getting closer to Tom's guardians now. They followed Spiros across the cavern. After some pacing, they smelt a horrible smell, and just a bit further they heard voices. Tom recognized a voice, Aunt Maria. Tom burst through a locked door and spotted his aunt and uncle, coiled up in ropes dangling from the ceiling. Epos went underneath his guardians to cushion their fall, while Tom boomeranged his sword, cutting the support ropes, making Henry and Maria fall into Epos' feathers. But Sephrina came out, revealing this was a trap. With her was Nordrin, her evil beast. She had Tom's sword, but after a brief scuffle, Tom managed to reclaim his weapon. He was now ready to face Sephrina, but Sephrina claimed she didn't need to fight, not when she had Nordrin at her command. So thus Tom tried to face Nordrin, whilst Tom's aunt and uncle got to safety. With some help from Eleanor, Tom's guardians were out of harm's way. Epos pitched in as the fight progressed. Nordrin had gained injuries that made Spiros wanted to get close to Nordrin. However, the beast flew back. Tom hopped on Epos and jumped off, injuring Nordrin again. Sephrina reminded Tom if he killed Nordrin, then Spiros wouldn't have a body to go. Spiros wouldn't have a body to go back to anymore. Tom understood that Spiros was trying to. Tom understood what Spiros was trying to do, as she saw the injuries as holes she could use to slip back into her body. But Tom believed the right thing to do was to end this. Tom told Eleanor of a plan. Sephrina tried to stop them, only to get knocked out. Then the heroes sprung their trap on Nordrin, causing more pain. They then hopped on Epos to face Nordrin. However, Spiros quickly flew inside of Nordrin, and the beast collapsed. Tom was worried. He Tom was basically worried at this point. He thought he did something wrong, but it was revealed Nordrun had been driven back now till she was, Nordrun had been driven back now till she was weak enough to allow Spiros to take back control. So basically, Nordrun's gone now. Tom assured his guardians it was safe now. Then Safrina came out, and our heroes told Safrina her beast was gone. Tom said he would let Safrina go if she helped them get out of this place, and she never came back to Avantia. Safrina showed them a secret passage that would lead them out, and Tom let the beast go first. Then, of course, Safrina pushed her way through. Eleanor was going to go after her, but Tom let her go as part of their agreement. Once outside, Epos gave Tom's aunt and uncle a lift back to Erinel, whilst our heroes said their goodbye to Spiros, now with her restored body, ending the story. But yeah, there's my little read-through of Spiros, the Ghost Phoenix, and overall, a few scuffles here and there in my analysis, but overall it's a pretty well-complex story, I'd say. The first half is about Tom locating where Spiros is, going from beast to beast to beast, which is very cool, and then you've got them finally finding Spiros, and we have still this mysterious mystique about it. Why is it a ghost? And then it's revealed that there's another one called Nordrun, and she's got the body. And then you get this new henchman of evil called Safrina, who is basically the sister of Seth. Kind of obvious with the name, but you get the idea. Pretty cool there. And then you get the climax in the underground cave-like place. And then you have a big battle there with Nordrun. And as the fight progresses, she gets weaker and weaker by all the injuries, allowing Spiros to reclaim her body. Great stuff there. It is a really heartwarming story for Spiros in a sense. But yeah, let's go over the characters and then my overall thoughts. So starting off, Tom, this is another personal story for Tom, of course, because his aunt and uncle are on the line. He has to rescue them, and he does whatever he can to do it. I like the fact that he's finally using the power of the good. He's been given the power of the good beasts for quite a while now, and he's finally using the 6 good beasts one after another, like a realistic person, like in my situation, would, that he's got the shield, like, he would use those beasts more often, but I guess the reason why he doesn't is because they're meant to be used for a noble cause or something. But, I guess, but to be fair, can you say Tom's aunt and uncle are a noble enough cause? But, Tom is Tom is a human, and he has personal flaws, and he's making those decisions, and he would put his personal goals on the line. So, yeah, there's that for you. But it is, again, regardless of how they got them together with the 6 beasts, it's nice to finally have multiple switch outs with the beasts and stuff. It's pretty cool. But yeah, in that whole arc of Tom wanting to get back his own, at this point, his only parents, or his only parents he'll ever get, is heartwarming, and it is something to be inspired by. Eleanor kind of gets shafted this book. With Vidra and Crymon, I felt like she got equal development, but I feel like in this book, Eleanor got the shaft here. She needed rescue. She didn't get much to do, but she did offer some advice and her theory on how to summon Spiros. So she does get some stuff to do, and she does help out in the final act with her arrows. Safrina. Now, Safrina is an interesting character, but the problem is with her, they never bring her back from what I'm told. Maybe in the specials they bring her back, but from the way I've seen Adam's reviews, and I haven't seen anything past Spiros' one, that they don't seem to bring her back. Unless they're either A, they're setting up something big about her, B, the second theory I have is that she's looking for Seth, and that'd be a cool way to bring her back. Have a story arc or something like that to bring back the Seth brother and sister, stuff like that. Option 3, they just forgot about her entirely, which is most likely the story, but I can't believe that because they remembered Seth and all the other characters. But, so they're up in, it's not just that though, there have been, side characters in the past, those one-off characters who help the main characters on a quest to stop a beast? they're not like the bad guy, they're just like the side character and like a girl or someone to help them. That's essentially, they've brought characters like that back, so I don't see why they can't bring a character like Sephrina back. You know, it's a shame too, because it is wasted potential because they let her go. There was setup. I mean, if you didn't want to bring her back, just kill her off. But no, we didn't do that, and it's like wasted potential right now until they bring her back. It's just like Seth. Heck, Seth gets away too. When he becomes Sting, he crawls away. So again, they're trying to keep these guys around and like, but you don't really, keep them for that long. As of what Sephrina is, I really don't understand her motivation. You know, we get so much mystique about this hench girl, but we don't understand, especially when the book takes place. I want to know why she's doing this. Is it because of the whole Seth thing, what happened to Sting? And again, I wanted to, does she know about that? I mean, it just makes me more curious about the character, if anything else. So, yeah, I'm curious about it. And the fact that she doesn't say much about it is bothering me. So, Sephrina is even though she's the same type of villain, she's got enough mystique about her that makes you intrigued about the character. Spiros, technically there's two beasts in this book, if you know. So Spiros, we'll go over her next. Very interesting beast. It's nice to have like a beast that's a ghost, and she retains that for who knows how long she's been retained a ghost. But Malvel turns her into a ghost, and which kind of foreshadows his ghosts for series 4, you could say. And it is nice that she doesn't, even though again the only plot hole is that we don't know if we have the Jewel's belt, which is kind of confusing due to where it should take place. But anyway, though, Spiros still, despite the fact she doesn't have her full body, she still manages to pull off as a relatable character. Sympathetic, trying to get her body back. She can't say much, due to the script or whatever. And for what it's worth, the fact that she sees an opportunity to get her body back, even though she's a ghost, she will still try her best to help out our heroes by her guidance, by her taking her opportunities to help in and change the tide of battle. Go for it. Still, even though she's a ghost, she makes herself useful. Then we come to Nordrun, who's essentially Black Phoenix, Spiros' Black Phoenix. To be honest, here's what I would have done. First of all, I didn't, obviously like many, we didn't know that the Black Phoenix was going to be a thing. We didn't know about Nordrun. So the fact that they found, now some say, that Spiros went out of her body, another presence took hold. And I think that, I don't really buy that. I feel like it's Malvel, he just created a spirit and put it in that body. Which makes me wonder if he can do that, why doesn't he do that with the other beasts? Maybe he was planning to, but he just didn't have time. So it just makes me wonder what Malvel would have done if he had time to. Would he have done something similar to Spiros where he would replace them all with evil spirits? I mean, he could have done that, which is one wonders why he doesn't, but it's still an interesting idea. But the fact that he has an extra beast, and I asked, like I addressed this earlier in the story, like why didn't he use it before? And it's because, my theory is because like it only is summoned when Spiros is summoned, so he has something to counter that. Well, if this good spirit ever arises, I have my Black Phoenix that will stop it. So there's that for you. And I guess Spiros knew of this. This is my theory still going on. And she was waiting for an opportunity to slip back in her shoes, you could say. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And Nordrun herself is just a cliche beast. Loyal to whoever is, loyal to Malvel. Doing whatever, and the fact that she's now she's a creation. She's like, I've got life. I want to keep this life. I've been born. I was created by my master, kind of thing. So you let's just say you're like Nordrun. You're created. Like you had an accidental opportunity to live in someone else's shoes, and if this other presence takes control of that body, you're gone out of existence. So it basically, Nordrin is, I feel like Nordrin is a beast that is in fear of what Spiros will eventually do, and she's trying to fight that, so that's how I can see some motivation in the beast. So yeah, overall, of course, it's going to be better than Vidra and Crymon, obviously. There are some things that, the only thing that I'd say Vidra and Crymon has over this, well, two things, which is less plot hole-ish issues with where it takes place, and Elena gets more to do. This one has everything else against it. It's got a better story. It's got a lot of good characters, a lot of good beast doage, because I know that even my friend Alan Ferns likes it when a bunch of beasts get together and all that stuff. So it is nice, and of course we have the sympathetic motivation for the characters with Spiros and Tom, and that. It's pretty awesome. And there was something else I wanted to say, too. Come on. Yeah, we'll get Spiros back and stuff like that. Boy, it was on there. I said something about Nordrin. But yeah. Still, Nordrin was good. Yeah, that was it. Here's what now knowing that there's two now that I've read, now we have the review done. Here's what I thought they could have done with the cover. If they wanted to trick us in thinking that there's two, and I don't think this would have spoiled anything, make Spiros basically black and just keep the name Spiros. And then, when you first see the first Spiros, which is the good Spiros, okay, Spiros and Nordrin, keep the name Spiros on the title. That's what I would do. And then you've got Spiros, but basically black, and that is obviously, as we know, it's Nordrin. But just call it Spiros. And then when you first see Spiros, with the good version, they explain that she's red and stuff like that. And then and then as the reader, you're like confused because the bird's black. But then later on, you're like, oh, that's black. But then how is there? And then you're like, oh, then because basically what I'm saying is it makes the cover make more sense, because Spiros is not meant to be evil fighting Tom. It's meant to be Nordrin. I'm just saying that there's another way of tricking the cover kind of thing, a better way of doing it. Make Spiros black, and then you understand that that's Nordrin later on, kind of thing. Because like with Vidra and Crymon, they did like this thing where like both of the beasts were facing Tom with the cover to try and fool us, and it was kind of a lie. Because I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to like fool us, but it's not like fool. It's kind of more like disappoint. It turns out they're trying to fool us so that we get to read the book, but it feels more like disappointment. Like you're expecting the cover's point of view, but you don't get the cover's point of view. So there is kind of better ways of doing it if you want to mislead the audience. Still, that's just my opinion on the matter. I still really enjoy this book. It is easily a better special than Vidra and Crymon. I've already given out the faults and the strengths of both ones. I've heard a lot of good stuff about Arax. Only problem is, according to my emails and stuff, Arax will be my last delivery. So basically, I'll be able to get the other books in before Arax, and I won't be able to read Arax until March or April, which kind of sucks. I mean, I've already got more Attacks of Skeleton Warrior, and I'm like, oh man. Still, I do have to admit, great book, great, awesome special. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing Arax whenever that time comes. It's gonna be a fun wait, and of course, like I said, I'll see you in the next one. Anyway, the last thing I should say, the next beast, the next special will be Arax. Gonna try and get as many specials as I can. Join us in just a bit where I'll be doing more LEGO DC Superruns custom builds later on today, hopefully. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next one. So thank you so much for watching, and like always, peace.